Sequencer and effects. We've seen how Nautilus is packed with tools to inspire you, from 9 sound engines to polyphonic arpeggiators, wave sequencing, drum track, and more. The internal 16-track MIDI sequencer is designed to capture your idea when inspiration hits. For example, in combi mode, choose a combi. Let's bring that into the sequencer. Go to sequencer mode. When the Nautilus is turned on, it automatically loads in the songs that were in the sequencer when it was turned off. So touch the pop-up button to the left of the song name and select the first new song location. OK, now Page menu, copy from combi. The last combi selected is already here. We'll copy the effect settings of the combination as well, so select these 3. Check multi-record standby, so the status will be automatically set to record all the MIDI tracks needed to record that combination. Touch OK. Turn on ARP and the drum track, then touch the record button here. As soon as you touch the start button, there will be a 2-measure count in, and then it will start recording. Touch stop. Touch start. Idea captured. The ARPs, the drums, and your own keyboard part have been recorded on separate tracks. Before adding additional tracks, be sure to turn off multi-record here. You could use the touchscreen to start, record, fast forward, etc., but as mentioned in the Introduction and Navigation chapter, you can assign those functions to these quick access buttons in global mode. But in sequencer mode, no matter what the quick access buttons are set to, you can override that by holding down Exit and pressing a quick access button to start, stop, record, locate, etc. By the way, touching here, or using Exit and button C, is the locate command. Locate is programmable, but by default it will bring us back to measure 1, beat 1. Now let's look at recording one track at a time. The Nautilus has tools to help make this easy as well. Go to a new empty song location. Of course you can select whatever sounds you want for each track, but a template song will quickly set up the first 8 tracks with sounds, levels, panning, effects, etc. in a particular musical genre so you can quickly start recording. Page menu, load template song. There are 18 preset and 16 user to choose from. You can copy preset drum patterns to one of the tracks. This can be done later or while you're still on this dialog box. We'll do it now, so touch here and touch OK. You can select from many user and preset patterns, but by default you're taken to the first pattern in the genre of the template song you selected. Each time you press OK, it will put this 8-measure pattern sequentially on the track. Touch Exit. Touch here and select Track 2. Track 2 already has a bass program from the template song. I'm going to have my timing automatically corrected to the nearest 16th note by setting it here. You can do this after you record as well. Track 3, piano. track 4, Acoustic Guitar. You'll see that it has ARP-A at the end of the track name. This means that this track is already set up to be triggered by ARP-A, in this case, a strumming pattern. Turn on the ARP, just play a chord, and the ARP strums it for you. I'm going to set the record resolution to high so the looseness of the strumming pattern is recorded accurately. Let's add one more track. There's a choir program on track 5. But you can change any of the sounds to something else. Touch here twice. And from the motion synth category, rhythmic subcategory, I'll go over here and choose Rhythm Monkey Groove. On this recording setup page, I can select different ways to record, for example, overwrite, overdub, manual or auto punch-in, or loop recording. I'll set it to overdub. Back to the Mixer tab. I'll overdub some volume automation on track 5, like this. By setting the RT control knobs to sound, I can do the same, overdubbing filter cutoff, resonance, etc. onto the track. Set the RT knobs to user. The user RT control knob settings are already set up for you in each factory template song. Page, EQ XY controllers page group, Controllers tab. You can see here that knob 1 is controlling the volumes of tracks 1, 2, and 8. The drums, bass, and percussion tracks, and knob 2 is controlling the volumes of the other 5 tracks. Knobs 3, 4, 5, and 6 are controlling the EQ of the first 8 tracks. Also, switches 1 and 2 are set up to mute selected tracks or solo selected tracks. You choose the function here. And what tracks are affected here. Press Exit. The volumes and panning of the first 8 MIDI tracks are displayed here. Touching here takes you to tracks 9 through 16. Go back to the first 8 tracks. This other subpage displays the play, mute, and solo status. Again, the group of tracks is selected here. Go back to the volume subpage. Press Page, Track Edit. Editing of a song is done here on the Track Edit page group. Select the track to be edited, set the measure range here, then select the editing function from the page menu. Press Exit to go back to the home page. We've looked at real-time recording, but there are other methods like step-time recording, as well as the creation and use of patterns which can be made with either the real-time or step-time process. When the Nautilus is shut off, then on, the new songs you created will still be in memory. However, when you load in a different song file, your new songs will be erased, so you still need to save them to disk. We'll look at saving songs, programs, etc. in the Global and Media chapter. Let's look at how the effects work in sequencer mode. Combination mode works the same way. Program mode is similar, but basically it's like working with a single track. Press Page and go to the EQ XY Controllers page group, MIDI Track EQ tab. Each MIDI track and audio track has its own 3-band EQ. Now the IFX page group, short for Insert Effects. Since we used a template song to get started, you'll notice that the effects have already been set up for many of the tracks, but of course you can make any changes you wish. There are 12 insert effects available. When a track is bused to an insert effect, the audio signal passes directly through the effect. Think of it like a guitar effect pedal you plug in and out of. You can route a track or multiple tracks into any insert effect, even chain effects together. This IFX 1 through 12 tab takes you to where you can edit each of the effects extensively. Go back to the first tab. Drums are a special case. Drum kits are created and edited in global mode, and there's a bus select parameter for each sound in a drum kit. So you can send the snare drum to one insert effect, the bass drum to another, cymbals into another, etc. In this example, the drum kit is using 2 of the 12 insert effects. If you want to change how the drums are routed, you can touch here to select the track, then go to the drum kit IFX patch from the Page menu. Press Exit. Similar to a mixing board, you have sends 1 and 2 setting how much of the track signal is sent to Master Effects 1 and 2. We'll look at the Master Effects in a moment. If a track isn't routed to one of the insert effects, then send 1 and 2 are set here. If a track is routed to one of the insert effects, go to the Insert Effects tab, and here after each insert effect are the sends 1 and 2. Press Page. MFX is short for Master Effects, and TFX is short for Total Effects. These are the Master Effects. A typical application is to set a modulation effect like a chorus on Master Effect 1 and a reverb on Master Effect 2. Then use the sends to set how much of each you want on a sound. These last 2 effects, the Total Effects, are applied to the entire mix at the very end of the signal. For example, you might put a parametric 4-band EQ and a limiter on the entire mix. By the way, every insert, master, and total effect has several presets to help you find the settings you need. Press Exit. And on a final note, whether you're in Program, Combi, Sequence, or Setlist mode, the current master effects can be muted with this button, and the total effects with this button. Turn them both back on.